everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new movie just dropped on Netflix called Joy, the Birth of IVF. And this movie, it is starring Thomas McKenzie, James Norton, Bill Nighy, and this movie is directed by Taylor Lawrence. So in this movie, you see, like, this movie, it is based on a true story, and this, like, a movie follows three British scientists in the 60s and 70s. Their struggle to develop IVF against all the odd in this movie. So basically, this movie starts, so we see this this doctor basically is trying to develop this IVF, and this nurse basically joins him, and then Bill Nighy, he is this surgeon. He need to insert the egg, the thing inside ovary. So these three people basically get together and they try to develop this IVF. So this takes place in 1960 and 70. I thought the way this movie looked, it looked really good, and the story behind this movie, it is a real life story, and it was controversial back then. So that's very interesting. So what do I think about this movie? When I read the synopsis for this movie, I thought this movie will be very interesting. Unfortunately, watching this movie is actually, first of all, this movie is really long. It's 2 hours and something. This is really very slow paced movie. Like the pacing for this movie is really slow burn. It's really take a lot of patience to sit through. However, I did like some of the scene this movie has, and some of the struggle this character they face in this movie. But same time, there's a lot of just sitting around and talking. Like, this movie is more about their research, is less about their drama, I guess, which is really hard for audience to watch this kind of real life story, because I think especially if you have seen any medical drama show, medical drama, those shows are huge hit on Netflix because they always bring characters their pain, like how as a patient they're feeling going to the hospital and everything. That is why all this medical drama they do so good, because it's not about the disease and curing, it's more about the people. Like I really wish this movie could have focuses on like how much it struggled to get people to get pregnant, and how much it is, by the way, it is really expensive, isn't it? Very expensive to IVF. I remember talking to one lady and she said it costs a lot, and also is very painful. So this movie, I guess it is still very important movie, because people do have this problem, the people do go through this treatment, and this movie is bringing you behind the scene how this thing happened. And I guess end of the day, like this movie, you see these babies, they call tube born baby or something like that is what it, yeah. And all the controversy around it, like, because it took place in 60 and 70, it makes sense. All the acting in this movie is good, especially James Norton, Thomas McKenzie, Bill Nighy, he's good. When is Bill Nighy not good? He's always good. I just wish this movie wasn't like these people are just talking. We don't understand. What are you saying? So I did felt bored, honestly, if I'm being honest. Watching this many times, I was like, what are they saying? Like, first act was really interesting. Midway, it became very like talky. I was like, what? And also sometimes the characters, they're just talking each other. As the audience, you feel like you are just watching someone else conversation. Like, you are not allowed to be part of this conversation, which is, whenever movie like this comes, people don't like them, because you have to make a movie that anybody can watch and feel that you are part of that conversation. These three people, they're not just talking to each other. So overall, I will say this movie story is definitely interesting. Like, when I once again think about some people struggle to get pregnant and this IVF treatment, when I think about from that perspective, this movie become interesting. But if I just think about as a movie, it's not entertaining. It's not for everyone. You have to feel invested in this thing, then you will enjoy this. Like, this is not Dr. House you're watching. This is not that kind of medical movie, you know what I mean? But it's not bad. I'm just saying, like, overall, it isn't entertaining, but story itself is interesting. Overall, this movie was okay, honestly. Like, but I was expecting this movie to be good. So usually, I am a huge fan of medical drama. This is the first time I feel like I did not even wanted to finish this movie. Like, that is what I was thinking, like, when I was watching it. That is the testament to this movie being not that interesting. Then again, story is interesting, but overall movie isn't. Yeah. So that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this movie? If you enjoyed this review, don't watch other reviews on other movies. If you enjoy this, please subscribe until I see you next time. Please take care.